This time on Video Game Tango, we've got more Rock and Stone in Deep Rock Galactic Season 2, 8 more Star Wars games, Netflix's Exploding Kittens, Diablo Immortal and its impact on retirees in the metaverse, Rocket League Sideswipe and its upcoming contender Gravity Goal, as well as PuffPals Island Skies and Baldur's Gate coming out no earlier than 2023. Then after the break, we've got Wildflowers, Twitch kicking its breadwinners to the curb, Dune Spice Wars and Galactic Civilizations 4, as well as Bethesda throwing a bunch of free games on Steam, including older Elder Scrolls games, and then we bitch about the Halo TV series some more.
This is Nick, and as my grandpa always used to say back when he worked at Google Trends, Warriors basketball, Liverpool, James Webb, Don't Worry, Darling, Megan Falk, Axeman Gold, Facebook Stock, Moon Knight, Earth Day Survivor, Avatar to Ukraine.
Hi, I'm Josh, and I've spent more time with Cortana than Master Chief has.
I'm Sierra. You too can be a witchy bitch. Join my coven.
I'm Andy. This is Video Game Tango.
Attention miners, we've got a big one incoming, and this one's huge. Rival Escalation Season 2 of Deep Rock Galactic is coming out tomorrow, and my beard cannot be any more turgid. If you
Praise
haven't
Carl.
been listening for however many months I've been talking about it, Deep Rock Galactic is an amazing video game, and the next season is being released tomorrow with all kinds of new goodies. I will be streaming it and playing it as much as I possibly can. Besides 4 new secondary weapons and a new battle pass, all of which is free. There are new mission modifiers, new enemies, a new type of gem, so you can pay for cosmetics without having to use your credits. You can have a medical gown. If you go down on a mission, you can go fight with your butt hanging out. It's amazing, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to play it, and I'm going to probably die.
I'm also looking forward to rubbing the green off of this beard. Playing that with you some more tomorrow.
I mean, we played a little bit in the last couple days.
We have.
You know, shaking the rust
mostly
off.
been playing on medium difficulty.
Man, I just fucking love drilling. I got to tell you.
Yeah, we got a couple of
Drill
house
at
floors
home,
in
Josh.
there.
Drill at home.
Well, I mean, I don't really believe in drilling or fracking, but as a dwarf, I very much believe in fracking up whatever fucking planet I go to.
I mean, it's an alien planet. Who cares? Let's steal their resources.
But have you seen the cute little aliens?
Yes,
Just the cute little wee ones. They're just just want to smush him.
Loot bugs?
I do with a pickaxe.
Yeah, 100%.
Or with a steel
You can
toed
pet
boot.
them, and then you can hit them with
They're
the
just
pickaxe.
so cute. They make cute little noises.
No, I'm very excited. I have finished the cosmetic tree for the season 1. When I was saying, is anything you didn't get in the first season pass, they're just throwing into the mid-mission loot boxes. You're not missing out on anything. If you play, you will just get everything. Because Ghost Ship Games is an amazing developer, and they have done right by all of us.
Yeah, and they don't stop throwing free stuff at you.
All right, homie. So from what you've seen so far, what do you think is going to be your favorite part of the next season? What are you most looking forward to trying out, the new thing?
What I'm most looking forward to, seeing you and Justin die horrendously to the new monsters.
Well, I mean...
Are there new monsters?
Yeah. New bad guys.
Now, when I die, I have an ability where I kill everything near me. So I mete out immediate and swift justice. I'm a bit like Batman, if he were a dwarf and had drills for hands.
C4 strapped to his body when he died. The new weapons are obviously very cool.
I heard there's a mag pistol, essentially.
Nope.
No? Oh, no?
I want the crossbow.
There's a crossbow with various different attachments to the arrowheads for the scout, which is a nice high damage, high single target gun that the scout doesn't really have as a secondary. There is the microwave gun for the driller. You can basically just cook the bugs.
Yay!
And
Andy.
really amazing.
Terrain
Yes,
blaster.
that's true.
The gunner gets a coil gun, which is probably like the gun you're talking about,
Yeah.
except the bullet just goes through everything, leaving a small hole in the terrain. You can just no-scope people through walls.
That's awesome.
You're going to kill us with it.
Yep.
I'm not a gunner.
Friendly fire.
And finally, the engineer gets a gosh darn laser beam with a piece of the Amaran Heartstone.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yes, I'm gonna fry.
I'm going to beam you right down to hell, is what that thing does. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
An
I like
armor,
the idea
that's cool.
that they're adding in a new gem that can be spent on the cosmetics, because credits, especially at your guys' level, are so important to upgrade your weapons and actual mechanical benefits in games. So not having to spend those on cosmetics.
It is a little bit of a premium.
Yeah. Later on, like where you're at, where I'm at, you know, you can blow 200,000 credits on a golden beard, because why not? But, you know, it takes a while to get to that point. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming that as much as I can tomorrow. It's very good. Who's next?
Oh, I'll go.
Go, Josh.
So last week I talked a little bit about Skydance and their perhaps their cinematic Star Wars game. We don't really. It's still very early in development. It's just an announcement. But we talked about how Star Wars was really filling in on that video game media, and I definitely wanted to expand a little bit more on that, because there are at least 8 Star Wars games in development right now, and Star Wars being one of like 10 things that I actually like and know about. So we're going to talk about a few of them. So one that's actually already out or just about to release, Star Wars Hunter. The best part about this one for me was definitely Utini, which is a pair of Jawas that's acting a bit like 2 goblins in a coat, and they fight with droid arms. And that sounds like life to me. It sounds like life to me. There's also a droid who thinks he's a Jedi, and that sounds pretty fun. There's, of course, coming out the KOTOR remake. I don't know how much more to talk. I mean, it's still so early on, but they're promising old school fans a wonderful trip down memory lane with lots of new stuff, and they're promising new fans just a fun game to play. So we'll see how that goes. The most important thing is Respawn, which is the maker of my current favorite game right now, Apex. They are wading into the Star Wars arena heavy, y'all. They have 3 Star Wars games in development. They're working on Fallen Order 2. They also have an Untitled FPS, which is looking to replace that Battlefront kind of a space. And then they also have an Untitled strategy game. Then there's a few more Untitled games from Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment. And then there's Star Wars Eclipse, which I think is going to be interesting because it's the first game to really dive into the High Republic era, which so far is only being covered in the comics media.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean, besides working on the names of their games a little bit.
No, there's a few Untitles, but they are in production. And it's a lot of games. It's a huge dump since the EA enclosure.
It's Disney money is what it is.
It is that Disney money.
And a lot of those do sound good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Eclipse has to offer, because there's not much on it yet. The narrative-driven one you mentioned by Skydance looks cool. Unfortunately, I did look up Star Wars Hunter direct-to-mobile made by Zynga.
Yeah. It's definitely. I was going to say
that is going to be a heavily monetized freemium game if I could bet money on it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, it's not awful, but
I would bet my last credit to Jabba that it's going to be a highly monetized thing.
Thankfully, as Star Wars fans, we are not unaware of bad Star Wars content.
Yeah,
you get used to it after a while, and you take the good with the bad, and hopefully you have the high ground.
The only thing that worries me, honestly, about it, understanding that there are 8 Star Wars games out there in the ether, is that the way it was really practiced before when EA had a stranglehold on the Star Wars universe is that they would have multiple games in the works for years, most of which would never see the light of day or would be rushed pieces of shit. So my worry here is that that Disney is just shotgunning money around to see what developers will make a game.
What sticks.
See what sticks. And the biggest issue is you get these studios that are given Star Wars levels of money to make Star Wars games. They hire new staff. They increase the amount of time and effort put into games. They dedicate their lives to it, and then it never comes to the light of day.
And then they don't deliver.
Yeah, they either don't deliver or they
it
can't.
or they can't deliver.
Right.
Yeah, it's too ambitious.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get a lot of turnover, a lot of people, in the industry suddenly out of work.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
Quantity is concerning, but it hasn't always been a problem. I just quickly looked up from 1982 to 2000, LucasArts put out roughly, by a quick count, over 60 Star Wars games in 18 years.
Yeah. And
some of those are like core memories,
totally,
for us. So we know it can be done.
Sure.
Disney has the money. Go ahead and make your Zynga Star Wars games, get your whales, get your cash cows, and use those to fund actually good Star Wars games, please.
Sure.
Right? Learn from your mistakes in the big screen and
Fallen Order was a lot of fun. I see no reason why Fallen Order 2 isn't going to be a perfectly fun and good game.
We'll see how many NFTs are in it.
That's fair.
It is year 2022.
Like the KOTOR remake, that one does make me nervous. It makes me excited, but it makes me nervous. And I haven't been...
So you're growing as a gamer. That should be your first response we're remaking that game from your childhood.
Every time now Star Wars releases something, it makes me both excited and nervous. I'm always excited because it's like, yay, Star Wars. But then I'm nervous because, like, what if it sucks again?
You don't always have those reservations about Star Wars. You're
That's
just fucking
true.
coming your pants over Obi-Wan.
Oh my god, it's so close, guys.
Dude, after Mandalorian, which admittedly I do like overall.
Hello there.
But really, after fucking the Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, Boba Fett. Now, hey, come on now. Boba Fett has some low points.
Bro, it's got the lowest of lows. The only thing...
It had a lot of low points.
It's a little bit better than Halo, maybe.
Oof.
Ooh, hey, it's definitely better than Halo.
Maybe.
Boba Fett at least wore his helmet most of the time in the episode.
You're talking about the Halo game or the Halo show?
The Halo
both
show.
Are adequate right now.
Yeah, that's true. The show, though.
Okay, so since we kind of leaned into the Halo show for a second, did you watch last week's episode?
I covered it at length on the podcast. Yes.
No.
Last week's episode. Oh no, not last week's. Not last week's.
Yeah.
We did not talk about last week's on the podcast
because it came out.
I don't know if right now is the appropriate. Maybe if we're short on news, we'll talk about it. Oh yes, I did. Oh yes, I did, sir.
Do you feel like it's worth? I had a.
Did you like last week's episode, Joshua?
I felt it was better than the one before.
My God, sir. Okay.
Sarah, what do you got for us?
Yeah. So. Great news for Matthew Inman fans. I don't know if anyone here is the Oatmeal fan.
Oh, yeah.
He is a fantastic
Is that the guy on the
artist.
comics?
Yeah, he does great comics.
No, he's not the Quaker Oats guy.
If Gibbers Craps is one of my favorite
these comics
that he does.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's also the illustrator for the game Exploding Kittens. Mm-hmm. So some cool news about that if you're into this guy and the things that he do. Netflix is releasing a series for Exploding Kittens. It's starring some pretty heavy hitters like Lucy Liu. If you like
Tom Ellis.
Yeah, Tom Ellis is also in that, as well as Ali Maki. They got a great cast going on. For sure.
The energy vampire is fucking hilarious.
Mark Proch.
So what's cool about this though, they are releasing a adult animated series, but they're also releasing a game for the members of Netflix as well.
Interesting.
The game is going to be based on the original Exploding Kitten game, so it's going to retain the classic gameplay. Drawing cards, trying to avoid them exploding kitties. But you get 2 new cards. Radar, which reveals to players the position of the exploding kittens and to the closest top of the deck. And then Flip Flop, which reverses the order of the cards. But what's really cool is the future cards and game mechs that are going to be coming out after are themed around the animated series, so players can play as their favorite character in the series.
Pretty cool idea.
Yeah, and it'll be single player and multiplayer available. Looks pretty neat.
And you said that's being made available for Netflix, like Netflix gaming?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause
So yeah, they're both projected at this time to release in May.
Okay. That's pretty close.
The storyline sounds pretty funny. So the show is going to be based off of God and the devil. Devil are being sent to Earth, but they are embodied chunky house kitties.
It's amazing.
Is Tom Ellis playing the devil?
I don't know.
I don't know if you caught this when you were looking at it, but this was the biggest thing for me. It's being produced by Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Oh,
So Beavis Butthead, Office Space, King of the Hill, Silicon Valley is
That's
Mike
true.
Judge.
wow.
The Office, Parks and Rec, and Space Force is Greg Daniels.
All right, dude.
Holy shit.
I was kind of mid about it. I was like, okay, it could be
Also,
fun.
co-written by the guy who made Archer, The Muppets, and You're the Worst.
Wow.
Shane Kosakowski.
So yeah, I had
Yeah,
not a
that's
whole lot of cares.
quite
but
the selling
seeing
point
that,
there.
And Tom Ellis, he's delightful.
Tom Ellis is delightful.
Mike Judge is one of my favorite people on earth. Greg Daniels is brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Good
it's
job, Sierra. Well done.
Thank you.
Hells yeah.
Thank you.
Josh is...
I love it.
good.
My entire viewpoint on the whole thing changed. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
no, definitely.
we'll wait and see. But now I know it's going to be good.
I was
like,
like,
straight up, this is
yeah,
going to be good.
That's-
right?
that's-
How do you fail?
Mike Judge.
How do you fail?
I don't think you can.
Not with
that.
Mike Judge and Greg Daniels,
I don't think
unless
so.
it turns out they don't work fucking well together or something. I don't know, but
Ooh, they have a knife fight or something at the end.
that's
of
good content. I'll watch that.
An episode of this show is them knife fighting.
So it sounds like they're wanting to build off of this, like it continue to be a future relationship with this group of producers and stuff. So.
I would love to see a new duo animated series get big again. I feel like
Yeah.
we're kind of due for another big, awesome animated thing.
It's interesting that Mike Judge is going to be working on this because he's writing another Beavis and Butthead. Either it's going to be another bunch of episodes, so another effectively season of Beavis and Butthead, or more likely they're doing another Beavis and Butthead movie.
Oh shit!
But they're also bringing back King of the Hill.
I was gonna say, they're also doing King of the Hill.
Yeah, so they're in active creation mode for another season or two of King of the Hill.
Well, to be fair, it sounds like they're already done at this point. We're just waiting for a release date.
Sure.
Anyway,
Oh,
so.
cool.
Yeah, I'm just that guy has got to be insanely busy at this point. Like,
Is there a day in May?
All I was able to find was May.
Okay.
Yeah.
May soon enough.
Netflix doesn't like to release the date like the day until like the week before.
Okay.
So they usually give a vague, like usually within a month.
Honestly, Netflix could use a win. So
Yeah, they've been having some trouble.
I mean, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things will
no,
bring a lot of people back. I think
but I mean,
they did hemorrhage like 200,000.
we're gonna raise
Subscribers
prices
recently.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean that is what happens when you raise the price of Netflix.
We're gonna limit accounts. Fuck off more.
Well, I honestly the way the subscription services work for me is I do them in rotation. Netflix is like my main, so I make sure to keep that active
Doing
most of the time.
commercials now. Fuck off even more.
Dude,
I've tried to jungle as Paramount Plus, but it just doesn't work.
it's not worth it.
Yeah. No.
It's
I'll stick to supporting with the BOGO.
yeah, you can't main Paramount Plus. Not a good jungler.
I
Garbage.
mean, what does it counter? It can't build into anything, right?
Yeah. In other news, in kind of Activision Blizzard news, because that's what I do here. Diablo Immortal has a release date.
It does.
Bing
They
bong.
showed it off. You're going to be able to play it soon. Comes out June 2nd. Just a little over a month away. So, as far as that's concerned,
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Yeah.
but wait,
There's more.
there is more. Along with the announcement that it was going to be launching for Android and iOS on June 2nd, they announced that it will also be coming to PC beta, open beta testing
Ooh,
on the same day.
sick.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so this doesn't, for some reason, Activision Blizzard cannot say, we listened to player feedback and we're now delivering the game for PC. Instead, the reason for bringing it to PC was people are going to emulate it on the PC anyway, so why not put it out?
We don't want to lose profit.
Yeah, come on now, like, can't dig into that. I don't understand why they can't just admit to, like, sometimes we're wrong, but they won't.
Yeah. Can't look bad.
What? I don't understand. Isn't the good spin for this? Hey,
we listened to you guys.
We listened to your reaction, and we're doing what you want.
You're right.
Here it is.
We didn't read the room.
Instead
it's our
of
bad.
Like, oh, we know you guys are just gonna fucking put it on here anyways.
You guys are all gonna load up BlueStacks on your computer just so you can play Diablo, and which is true. You know, I work in a business in which I repair computers for old people mostly, and they've all got BlueStacks on their PCs. It's wild.
Candy Crush
Dude,
on their fucking.
100%. It's amazing.
I pictured fucking Gertrude with the RGB keyboard just fucking speed
Dude,
running.
it's wild because, you know, they can't figure out how to add their email to Windows Mail, but they can run fucking
Emulate
BlueStacks.
an Android.
It's bizarre to me.
OS.
Like I don't understand it.
That issue hasn't gone away, Andy?
No. Oh god, no. It's wild. So I see it on probably at least 10% of the machines that come into
He
me.
must have like caught on. There's got to be some like mimetic Facebook thing.
There must
It's a
be
Facebook group.
right?
Spread through Facebook. Here's how you play Solitaire Deluxe Plus on your PC.
They need to have how to fix your PC Facebook groups then, because apparently these things work. Because these old people are bringing me they're bringing me Dells from 2007 with Windows Vista on them, but they definitely have BlueStacks.
Zuckerberg, you're in the hole. If you want to gain at least like 6 brownie points, just start shifting that book face into helping old people with. If I can like come to an old lady and she's like, "Dude, your shit's not overclocked," I mean, you've won right there.
Does this mean that all of our elderly are going to be in the metaverse before us?
Oh, no.
Is that what that means?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
my hip isn't broke.
Oh man!
I mean,
wow,
they would
I've
be
got full
prime
mobility.
candidates. They'd be prime candidates for the.
Oh my god!
what's it
My
called?
real
The full-
grandchildren won't talk to me, but
Yeah.
the virtual
That's
ones
the Elon
will.
Musk thing.
The
neural net thing?
No, not the neural net. The thing that you were talking about. Japan is releasing a
half dive.
half dive instead of the full dive. Yeah.
There was this little blueprint patented for a machine that looked like the half dive or full dive machine from
SAO.
Sword Art Online. And I was like, because the whole idea is you lay down so they can do like full body feedback.
Yep.
Yeah, Matrix.
It's very.
Yeah, so
we're
you don't
getting
even-
there.
I mean, throw up Grandma Bessie. She'll be good to go. She doesn't have
guess,
to worry
man.
about eating or peeing. She got them diapers on. She's rocking.
If you read the room, people are glued to their phones right now. Imagine if it was full fucking Matrix. Of course we're all going to do that. Of course that's how old people are going to be. Why do you want to be alive and real and old when you could be not alive and not real?
Dude,
but whatever you want.
We talk about the issues of the elderly embracing technology, and it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. They may be embracing it a little bit later, but they are embracing it way fucking harder. They rely on this technology so much more than the younger generations. This is coming from somebody that is like literally ingrained. Like this is my day to day is helping old people with their computers, and it's wild because they'll complain like, oh, young people are always in their phones when they can't detach themselves from their phones long enough for a 20-minute appointment with help about their
QAnon's not
computer.
going to wait, man.
They
They
don't.
got to read those articles.
But they talk about like, well, you know, it was nice back when you didn't have to take phone calls all day, and they'll answer their fucking phone, put it on speaker, and yell it at it.
Yeah.
So everybody within about a quarter-mile range can hear their
Alexa,
conversation.
Google.
Oh my god.
Okay, Google.
You tell an old person, you set up a Mac for them, and they're like, okay, so it's trying to capture your voice. Say, okay, Siri, a few times. And, okay, Siri! Okay, Siri!
Oh, they know they're going to
How's
be
the
yelling.
weather, Siri?
Right?
Oh, my God.
prepping it.
It's wild. But they're embracing the technology. It makes me, I can't wait to see a meta ad, right, for Facebook that's like, well, in my old age, I have a hard time getting around, cut to old guy Wilford Brimley style. Yeah, I remember back when I used to be real strong, real potent, and like it's a metaverse commercial, you know?
Yeah.
What were you going to say,
It's
Josh?
going to happen.
I'm gonna say honestly, what we need. That's what we do. Is we put all the boomers into the metaverse, and then they can go be back when America was great again.
America.
Your lead poisoning doesn't matter here.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
exactly.
dude, yes.
Dude, we just boomerify the metaverse, and then we can get to fixing the planet.
We can have the real world.
We can have the real world.
Dude,
and get
that's
to
the
fixing
plan,
planet.
Josh. That's the plan.
Shit.
Did I just give it away?
You cracked it.
You cracked it.
You
Oh,
cracked
fuck.
it.
I don't know if the Zuckernauts show up and start shooting you.
Dude, I
Shit, is that a drone?
I'm not sure I could take on Zuck. He is famously born without nipples, so I don't like.
Listen, I miss Tom. That's
get
all
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Tom was my first friend.
Dude, he had it. He had it made. He's like, I'm going to make this. I'm going to sell it.
Tom was ground up to make prosthetic nipples for Zuck.
Tom, what happened to you?
You were all my friends now.
Okay, audience, you have homework. How many prosthetic nipples can you make out of one medium-sized male adult? Give us the answer by next podcast. I don't know where we came from or where we went, but I feel
This
like
came
we
from
should
Diablo
change-
Immortal.
Yeah, Diablo Immortal to synthetic nipples. I'm a huge Diablo fanboy. It defined my love of everything.
True.
Without it, my lungs wouldn't develop. I
Amen,
have
brother.
Little baby lungs.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Immortal because it's free.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you my opinion on it. And I don't want to say much more because I might have an ulcer.
Same.
2K Games is developing a competitor to Rocket League.
Yeah.
Not a lot of information I can find other than it's Rocket League, except you're playing on futuristic Tron-style bikes.
Stupid.
And besides the normal...
What? Tron is not stupid.
Josh is a fanboy for Rocket League. He thinks...
got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, all that. But besides the normal, the ball and the goals and the scoring, there will be like weird weapon discs that you can pick up to like hit like additional balls to futz
additional
with the
balls.
other players.
Oh, you mean like Rumble in Rocket League?
Yeah, that you hate.
don't hate Rumble.
Additional balls, though, Josh.
It's a neat idea. I would like to see more competition because if both of them do well, that means there will be a third game and then a fourth game. And this style of game won't die out in 5 years.
What's it called now? Gravity Break?
Gravity Gold. That's
Gravity
a
Gold.
horrible name. Try again, but
Yeah.
you're on the right track. I recently have been playing Rocket League Sideswipe, the Android and I assume iOS mobile version of Rocket League. Our friend in chat, Sabo, said it was horrible. And I tried it. I really liked it. I'm not very good at normal Rocket League. It is enjoyable, but the 2D aspect works amazing for the phones. The games are quick. There's very little to the game other than you just sit down and play. And I've been really enjoying it. It's transferred decently well, to the phone. I was like, you know what? I've had this installed for like 6 months. I should try it out, and it sucked me in all night.
Is that the one that you got Jazzy on?
I thought I looked it up to see if it was on Nintendo Switch, and an article said it was, but it's not.
Oh.
The internet lied to me, which has never happened.
That's
before.
weird. The internet never lies.
Yeah, I know. But I assume it's on all mobile platforms. I don't know if it has any plans for Sideswipe to come to the consoles. I can look into that if anybody cares. Other than that, on to the next person.
Oh, so I have a cute game that's not going to be here for an eternity, but I thought the story of it was pretty cool because so they had Kickstarter goals and they blew right the fuck through them. It is called PuffPals. Island Skies. So what's cool about this, it's a super cutesy little girly game, so add some flavor to your man cast. But
That's
Andy
my
has
nickname in high school.
Andy has a little thing he can pull up if he wants to. But essentially, it's an exploring game. Has some cool farming mechanics. There's really pretty in-depth character customization, and the home decoration looks really rad too. You can decorate the interior, the exterior. Can collect fancy items, and the decorating is almost like a Sims. Like you have pretty great control over decorating your house. So there's cute little pets that you can get that follow you around.
Isn't
There's-
this just like Animal Crossing?
It looks very similar to Animal Crossing,
But on
yeah.
a Sky Island.
Yeah, and there's lots of different biomes that you can
A
explore.
Skyland.
It is. There's artifacts and precious stones that you can find. You can discover new species of fungus. There's lots of lore to learn about. What's really cool, if you're a fucking plushie girl like I am and have a bed full of fucking stuffed animals, they have plushies to go along with the neighbors
Oh,
that you
that's
have in
cool.
here.
That's a good tie-in.
The little puff pals that you can have interactions with.
What's that cheap raccoon from Senor Bells or something?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking from Animal Crossing. The
Yeah,
guy that
Tom Nook.
Tom Nook.
Nook, yeah.
Like Tom Nook saw that little
But look at the mushroom. Did you see the little brioche mushroom?
Yeah.
That was a brioche mushroom. Can we talk about that? Yes.
that's adorable.
It is adorable.
Andy and I grew up playing Harvest Moon. This
but look
kind of
at
stuff
this.
looks fantastic.
Yeah, but the customization in here is pretty
It is-
fucking rad.
That is kind of adorable.
It's like Sims meets Harvest Moon.
That is exactly right.
Great
Harvest
pairing.
Moon.
So yeah, I was pretty excited about the character customization because it looks like you can go pretty in depth with this. There's like animal ears and cute shit like that. There are digital exclusives available for the Switch, clothing sets and VFX trails that you can get. All sorts of Kickstarter perks if you want to hop on board with that. And since they reached $1 million for their Kickstarter, we unlocked the multiplayer option, so that will be available after the initial release in 2025.
Yikes.
Yeah.
When did you talk about the platforms it was going to be on?
Yeah, so I had notes on it. I thought I didn't.
I have them available if you want.
Yes, please. Switch. I know. Switch.
PC, mobile and Mac, and Switch.
Switch. Yeah, those digital exclusives are for Switch.
PC is going to have alpha testing and early access. Mobile and Mac is going to have early access. Switch will be there for the final release date.
Yeah, so the alpha launch is in 2023, and then the early access will be 2024.
So that has me a little bit worried about the Switch version because
that's what happens with Kickstarter. Having backed
sure.
over 100 things, you get used to the idea of you pay for something and then you get it a year or two later.
No, absolutely. I totally get that. I just feel like this might be coming at a bad time for the Switch.
Oh, because of the life cycle?
Yeah. I mean, by 2025, it'll be nearing the end, or we talked about there already being potential, like a couple weeks ago on the podcast, the potential of, a new Nintendo console coming out in the relatively near future, the next year or two.
I totally play this on mobile. This has the feel of...
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be on the Switch or, or that it's even my preferred platform. But
Can we look at the Furcuckin plushies that are associated with this? There's a limited edition like Tauntaun or something on there that is just, God, I just want it so bad.
Are the plushies?
What is the name of this? Fluff's Nest?
It's PuffPals Island Skies. It is towards the bottom of the page that I sent you.
It's just a very long page. Yep.
There it is right there. Andy's got it. God, that thing is so... God, look at that. Cool. It's so cute.
Is that like a constellation lungworm dragon? Is that what that was? Those are totally
Celestial.
constellations.
Yeah, those are constellations.
Yeah. That's awesome. I just found the Kickstarter. They're 13K short of 1.2 million, upon which they will unlock the ability to run your own shop. Which,
so cool.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I love running shops and games.
Let's do it.
Anybody ever play Recitaire?
No.
Oh my God. So good.
I watched a lot of it played.
Yeah.
So those cute little puff pals, like there's Bessie in there. Those are all going to be like the neighbors. So you have the interaction like Animal Crossing with your sweet little cutesy neighbors.
Is this single player only? Will we be able to?
Multiplayer is unlocked because they hit 1 million.
Okay. We definitely need to play this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm totally in. The only other game that
I didn't get to play Animal Crossing. And
what?
I never got to the newest one.
Oh, okay.
Because the original Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, we played all the time when I was younger.
Well, Animal Crossing, I was never super into. I played quite a bit of the first one on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know the first one, and I think that's the only one I ever played.
I fell out of love with Animal Crossing.
Listen, when it would snow in the game and it was snowing in real life at my house, I still remember
cool.
that. It blew my mind.
No, it was fucking phenomenal.
Blew my mind.
Super cool. But yeah, I fell out of love with that series quite a long time ago. Yeah. Sadly.
It's going to be nice to play. I like survival crafting games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And Cutesy's a good thing in my book.
Have you seen Sunhaven?
I haven't.
Sunhaven, so as far as like it being in the vein of a Animal Crossing meets like Stardew Valley Harvest Moon style game, Sunhaven is that, but it brings along JRPG elements, including combat and leveling and stuff like that. So done very much kind of in the same like art style as like your Harvest Moons and such. I've got it playing up there for you. Yeah, it's
look at those
that
characters.
with JRPG elements,
That's dope.
Yeah, that looks. What was the game that you used to play online? Not Ragnarok.
That's Kirby.
You and Adam both played it. It was like the chat room anime chibi game.
Me?
No, Sierra.
Oh, Gaia?
Guy Online.
Guy Online?
Kind of what it looks like. Yeah. Neat.
Oh, cool.
It's got
Neat.
some
got some fish.
Oh, look at that.
You got a mushroom
band.
Feel there.
So it's in early access right now. It's $25. But it's
What is this on?
this is on Steam.
Sick.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'll play some.
$25, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, seems like that might be something that we're
Shit,
into.
that last beast that was up looked like the forest spirit from Princess Mononoke.
Ooh, pretty cool. Yeah, exciting. I need to sink my teeth into another one of those.
Yeah, I mean, as far as being multiplayer, and it's being well received, so overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam.
A little bad news that's also good news. Baldur's Gate 3's final official release has now been officially announced to be final in 2023. There was some hope that it might come out this year, but it gets pushed back. And that sucks, but it's also a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You eventually learn as a gamer that if a game's pushed back, that's
It
really
needs
never
it.
a bad thing. Yeah. It
Even-
probably needs it.
Even in its current state, it is just simply not ready.
Yeah, I mean, most of the reviews I've read for what you can play now are fantastic.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but they're up there. Having played only Divinity Original Sin 2 from Larian Studios, that game did a lot of really cool things and a lot of things right, and it did a lot of things that I really didn't like. I know they took a different tack with Baldur's Gate, especially trying to bake in the 5th edition D&D system. So
Bacon.
I'm looking forward to bacon, as well as baking my enemies. But yeah, if they need to push back, It is 2024. Oh, well. Hopefully not.
I hope not.
But it might.
I know.
Are you jonesing that hard for more Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, I've been waiting 20 years.
I'm talking about Josh. I know you.
So I didn't really get to play a lot of the other ones, only bits and pieces here and there when I'd go over and hang out. So I'm looking to fucking balls deep a Baldur's Gate.
Go
son.
ham.
Yeah.
Go
I
hambo.
want to get my whole flaming fist up
It's
in
here
there.
to play too. It's D&D.
It's D&D.
What?
That's
It's
what Baldur's Gate is. It's D&D, the video game.
Yeah.
It's like the main well-known D&D
Can
video
I see
game.
this? What is this? I didn't.
We'll show it to you
Baldur's
later.
Gate
Okay.
is famously a town from Faerun.
You guys, you're in Saltmarsh, right? Mm-hmm. I placed it just south of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is really not terribly far from Baldur's Gate. You could go there.
It's always spring.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, a little sad, but also good.
Yeah, I mean, push it back until it's ready, right?
Yes.
I think that their early access goals were a little bit lofty to begin with. I mean, it launched and the game was a fucking shit show.
Would you
for
prefer
early
that
access.
Would you prefer that they were lofty, or would you prefer that they swing the other way?
I'm okay with them being ambitious,
Yeah.
but they put out a product too early.
Yeah. So you'd rather it? Yeah. Okay. So you'd rather
yeah.
wait.
I think it would have been smarter for them to wait, because I think a lot of the potential players, not the Nicks, not the Joshes, not the me's, but the people that were like, oh, sweet, a new RPG, especially people that didn't play previous Baldur's Gate games. I think it kind of ruined their opportunity for sales in that department.
Oh, did it Matt Mercer affect them?
I mean, the game's not out. It says
Right.
plastered all over the thing that this is early access. It's the first chapter of the game. It caps out at level 4. So if anybody's new to Baldur's Gate and playing it and is not familiar with that, that's on them.
It's not that. It's how fucking poorly the game ran when they launched it on early access.
Yeah, I remember there was a huge
Yeah.
blowback about it. It was also like in alpha.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They shouldn't have put it out in that state.
Yeah.
Not for
I
public
can understand
consumption.
that.
for sure.
I think it tarnished their reputation and broke some of their potential sales. Because
Very well could've.
if you bring up Baldur's Gate 3 now, even no matter what context, people talk about how it launched.
Ouch.
If you look at the comment sections of any news for Baldur's Gate 3, or tangentially related even, like talking about launching a game too early, a lot of people bring up Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Well,
But is it really like? I mean, it's not a finished product. Can you really? I mean,
It's not a finished product, but think of how
that's
many
what people
times
have in their memory now.
Yeah,
like
and-
it's like Cyberpunk.
right.
It doesn't matter how good 2077 is going to get. It's going to have a tarnished reputation for the rest of eternity.
Yep.
Right. The game was utter dog water.
and
when
and
it
you're
came out.
and you're right. It's in early access, but early access the just the name itself has the definition of early access has changed.
Yeah, so many games released like that now, and people just like, this is the only time I'm ever going to play the game. And
Or a lot of early access games launch in a nearly finished state in order to increase their dwindling revenue so they can continue work on a project. That's frequent. And that happens with a lot of studios. And more than anything, early access is actually just a way to budget the last 10% of completing the game.
I feel like that's an early launch.
Yeah,
okay, I know we're kind of splitting hairs.
We're splitting hairs here.
We're splitting hairs on terminology here.
Yeah.
But this is very clearly, in D&D, you go past 4th level, you're going to need to be higher than 4th level to fucking fight a ceremony.
That's not what people are bitching about, though. That's not what people are complaining about.
It's not a real fucking launch. Stop bitching. You're not bitching about a real fucking thing.
Here's the thing. They hadn't figured stuff out that should have been figured out in a playable alpha. Like constant game crashes, characters disappearing from your party.
People weren't able to play the game due to the amount of bugs and crashes.
Right. Yes.
So what we're just saying is people are going to remember that.
Affecting the experience.
Yeah. The idea of a Baldur's Gate 3 was a really big deal. And Larian was very lucky to get it. And hopefully they can turn around, take all the time they need. And when they do release it, fucking
blow it
market that shit hard. I want to see TV ads for it. Like, make us forget about your shitty early access launch and, get it out there. I know you don't have CD Projekt Red money and you can't Cyberpunk 2077 on fucking Netflix every other commercial, but like it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's going to come out and people are like, oh, it's out. And they're going to get a spike in sales from the hardcore gamers who waited and some new people. And then it's going to die out. Right.
The biggest, their marketing campaign has to be doubly as big as what they planned initially, because the reason their reputation right now is tarnished is because that became the biggest played game on Steam or on Twitch rather. And when you have all of the world's biggest Twitch streamers playing that game and experiencing bugs like that in what should be a playable state, with features to come and to be completed.
Here's the huge thing, and I only speak from a position of authority because I'm the most invested into D&D, but Larian aside, Wizards of the Coast has been all over the place with D&D since 3rd edition.
Yeah.
4th edition was very scary. It almost killed D&D. And 5th edition, almost out of sheer luck, has exploded. There's been a lot of work to make 5th edition accessible, and it worked. New management, leadership, CEOs, shit like that. A new tack taken.
Matthew Mercer.
We're almost past the Matthew Mercer, Critical Role. She's not joking. Podcasts, fucking Dimension 20. All these things are culminating, and the iron's already cooling down. Like the time to strike with a D&D video game was a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And if you don't get this right, like D&D video games in the last 10, 20 years since the 90s have been so bad. Like you shit the bed every single time you put one out. This is the time to do this right.
Yeah.
I know you're not listening. I'm yelling at the void. But if you do hear this, do this right. Market it successfully. Make sure the game's ready. I don't care if it takes to 2023, 2024. Don't ruin this. Otherwise, I don't know if you can recover.
In recent history, if you can think back on all of the best D&D games, there was Baldur's Gate 2.
Neverwinter is the most recent game that was great, and that came out when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
and
decades ago.
Just the first Neverwinter Nights. Follow-ups to Neverwinter Nights have come out like half-cooked cash grabs. Mm-hmm. Yep. And also one of them based on 4th edition.
Crotch crabs?
D&D Online.
Yes, actually.
Whatever colon cancer that was, the new fucking Dagger Spine game. What was they had Drizzt and Bruenor. It was the
I didn't know they had a Drizzt game.
It was the one we watched with the horrible first-person shaky cam trailer. Do you remember that?
I don't.
The game came out. It was awful. It was like God of War made by a toddler. Stop doing that.
That actually sounds like a game that I'd want to play, but
Toddler of War.
Not designed, but made.
Yes.
Like he was trying to code, but he's got jam all over his hands.
Right. His hands are too sticky.
Yeah. Toddler of
Mom's
War.
spaghetti.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Damn.
that's right.
Knees weak.
All right.
All that said, we actually need to go to break.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It's about that time.
It does. It feels about that time.
It feels good.
Audio
Feels right.
listeners, we're going to be back shockingly quick. But for the live stream, give us a few minutes. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you.
Who doesn't like witchy bitches?
Losers.
True.
Yeah. So another sweet little cozy game that is themed towards the farming and the doing of the people interactions. It's called Wildflowers. So it was previously made available for Apple Arcade. It's a farming by day, and you get to be a part of a witch coven at night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there's the coolest thing about this that I thought was the award-winning voice actors. So they're all BAFTA voice actors.
Ooh.
It's set in Fairhaven. 30 diverse characters that can be wooed and romanced. There's all sorts of different pronouns that are represented in here, which I thought was pretty neat. Awesome score for the music. There's a real orchestra that's gets ignited and is responsive by your choices in the game, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's always good.
35 to 60 plus hours of gameplay. You get to craft the magics, woo the people, do the farming. Looks really cute and cozy.
Here's a squash and a hex.
It's fantastic.
Love me. Look at that. That is so cool.
Now, does anybody else get weirdly attached to their love interest in video games?
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like it's normal, though.
Every time I play Stardew Valley, it's got to be Abigail. She's bae. I've tried. I've done other runs where I'm like, all right, it's time to romance somebody different, because like I know Abigail's. I could literally tell you like springtime Wednesdays where Abigail's gonna be in Stardew Valley. So like, I feel like it's a little bit cheatsy to always go the Abigail route. But I feel like I'm cheating on my wife. if I try to woo anybody else, I'm like, she doesn't know that she's my wife yet, right? But like she's been my wife in like 40 other runs, so I feel like I can't do that, you know? Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, you know, maybe I'll try another character, Penny, but I like get started and you know she's like 5 hearts in, she get maybe like crushing. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that to Abigail, man. She's right over there. She's
Not
just
5 hearts in.
Yeah, you can switch at 5 hearts.
Or Penny.
Yeah, I know.
She never had a chance.
Pulled the rug right out from underneath her heart.
I felt so bad too. Like I actually kind of felt bad for Penny. I'm like, man, she's got like a little crush going on, and we had a date,
That's
but
tough.
like I'm gonna date her friend instead.
That's tough.
Yeah, dude,
It's tough.
it is. It's rough, dude, because she's such a good girl. She teaches all the children in Stardew Valley.
Honestly, Penny deserves better.
She
homie.
does deserve better,
Penny
especially
deserves
with the
better.
lifestyle her mom lives. Yeah, she deserves better. I agree. I can't provide that for her. Abigail.
You're gonna do Penny like that and then think you're good enough for Abigail?
I mean, Abigail's
are
still
you?
married.
Oh my God.
She still
Who are
married me. She still married me. Listen, nobody grows a pumpkin like Andy at Dick Butt Farms. Dick Butt Farms grows the best pumpkins in the world.
Honestly,
And Abigail loves a
that's
good
a
pumpkin.
werewolf fact.
Are you sure
That's
it's not a
werewolf
blumpkin?
fact.
I'm positive it's not a blumpkin. It may come from Dick Butt Farms, but the
plumpkin.
pumpkins
Yeah.
are perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
The
Dick Butt
plumpkins.
Farms, where the pumpkins are perfect.
Is
Also,
it legal to grow a blumpkin?
I
Where?
don't know.
Dick Butt Farms, where one in the hand is always worth 2 in the bush.
I always name my farm something awful and dumb. I think my last one was like Cockbite. The one before that was probably like Dumb Cuck. And yeah, I just usually it's 2 words and they're fairly vulgar.
Checks out.
My last camp was called the Nard Yard. So,
Good times.
yeah.
The Nard Yard. So yeah, I feel oddly attached to the characters in these games that I end up wooing.
Get wooed.
I've got a little bit more news. Twitch is reportedly restructuring its creator pay system in hopes of securing more profit, meaning that they wish to serve more ads on creator streams.
Okay.
They want to change the revenue split from their biggest creators from a 70-30 split, 70 going to the creator and 30 going to Twitch itself, to a 50-50 split, which is where that's for their partnered program. Their partners currently are getting a 70-30 split of subscription and ad revenue. Whereas affiliates, the affiliate program has already been a 50-50 switch. But basically it seems like they're bringing down the partner program to where the affiliate program is in its revenue share.
So, they're essentially telling the people who have been doing a 70-30 split, hey,
The people that make them all their money.
yeah, we're going to take 20% more of your money.
Yeah, we need more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Effectively. Now,
Is there a boon for this 20% that they're
potentially. So okay, so we do need to
let's
talk about this. So it's a rumor. It's a rumor, but it's been reported by an insider to Bloomberg, so it's likely true, right? We don't know if this is actually going to come to fruition. We don't know if these are dead set plans yet. It is at this point just a rumor, but it's probably a rumor founded in truth. Whether this plan actually goes into action, we have yet to see. Twitch has yet to address it at this time of recording, but Amazon is seeking more profit from Twitch. Now, yes, it does come with a bit of a boon, potentially a rumored boon, a boomer, if you will.
Just bask in that sentence for a moment. Amazon seeks more profit.
I know, it's weird, right?
Jeffrey Bezos.
They want to enslave the people that that make them the most money, of course. So it does come with a potential light at the end of the tunnel. One thing that almost all partners and affiliates have to subscribe to is 24-hour minimum exclusivity of their content, which is what we've done. Yeah. We used to broadcast to more than just Twitch. We used to broadcast to Facebook as well. When we started broadcasting exclusively to Twitch because we went into its affiliate program, we did see a small drop in listeners. At that time, it was about a third. We've made those people up. A lot of those people that were already part of our Facebook group and watching our Facebook lives, they just went to Twitch. It wasn't a big deal for most people. But what it means for the creators that have been exclusive to Twitch for quite some time now is they can start doing simultaneous streams to YouTube.
Oh.
The BootTube.
Simultaneous streams to Facebook, and just diversify their platforms effectively.
Okay.
Thus potentially really growing their audience. Because YouTube has monetization options as well. So it's not like they couldn't make up their potential loss of revenue. It does mean like a little bit more work for the creator.
So Amazon's logic here is we're going to charge our people 20% more money and then give them more exposure to other platforms.
Kind of, yeah.
They're trying to push them out of Twitch.
That's really what it feels like, right?
Honestly,
that's a ballsy move. They're either extremely secure in their platform, or
there's no other major competitors to Twitch.
That's true.
YouTube.
It's YouTube, and Facebook gaming is growing quickly.
I'm just saying that they're okay. What they're offering is like, hey, we're going to take more of this pie of your money here, but what we're offering you is a secondary pie of fans, huh? Yeah, which is going to mean more money at a different place probably. Yeah. But it's the same. Isn't it going to be just the same group of roughly the same group of people spread across different platforms now?
Probably not.
Isn't all of Asmongold's fans most of them on Twitch? So if he simulcasts on YouTube, I mean, aren't people just going to be watching it on Twitch already because that's where his fans already watch him?
Not necessarily. So you bringing up Asmongold is a good one. So Asmongold has talked about this previous to these announcements, where he gets more views on YouTube than he does on Twitch. His average video is in the hundreds of thousands of views versus his stream, which gets anywhere between 15 and depending on the day and what he's playing, 100,000 views, right?
Yeah, but aren't those live views while it's happening?
Live views while it's happening versus the VOD on YouTube, which comes out 24 hours later, right?
Yeah.
So,
but that's not how.
Well, so
how long do those? Okay, so what I'm asking is, if say he has 100,000 view day,
yeah,
how long does it take for his video that was released 24 hours later to hit 100,000 views?
A day or two. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's
now. Well, okay, so we are comparing apples and oranges right now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He might have 100,000 active viewers. If he's sitting at 100,000 active viewers, those viewers are constantly rotating. If he's sitting at a level 100,000, a lot of those people are coming and going as the live is running, right? Most people can't sit and watch an 8-hour Asmongold live stream.
Makes sense.
So a lot of people catch up with the bulk of his content through the YouTube channel, which shows the VOD later.
Okay.
So whereas like if you're streaming for 8 hours a day, not all of that is going to be extremely engaging content. A lot of it isn't gaming. A lot of it is doing reactions, talking to chat, reading news articles, discussions, right? And not everybody's into all of it. Some people like only go to his chat for a transmog competition, a transmogrification competition in World of Warcraft, which is essentially a fashion show. Those shows are some of his biggest shows. And while he can hit, 50, 60,000 viewers during those, half of them will drop off when he goes to the next thing that he wanted to do for that day, right? So,
okay, I got to follow up here if I can real quick. So the second question of that is how many isn't his YouTube already being monetized then if he's just releasing it 24 hours later? So how is this making him more money?
So
is simulcast
we're talking about a live stream on YouTube
at the same time. So he would get a different price differently than
that's a different audience.
VOD.
So there's more revenue options when you start live streaming on YouTube versus just VODs. So the live stream on YouTube goes up automatically after you finish the VOD rather goes up to YouTube automatically. There's no 24-hour waiting period. People can pause your live stream on YouTube and continue it later. You can do that on Twitch too, but if YouTube is your jam, then you can watch YouTube essentially how you already do and catch parts of the live stream which you maybe not be compelled to do. There is a separation of audience between Twitch and YouTube. A lot of his revenue comes from YouTube. And at this point, if he does things like, because they have like subscription services on YouTube for live streams, you can become a member of a channel for $5 a month, much as you can a subscriber on a Twitch channel on Twitch. So it potentially is another massive revenue stream that they haven't been able to touch because of the Twitch exclusivity.
But are there emotes?
There are emotes. They're not nearly as good as the Twitch emotes. I'm just going to be honest. YouTube live streaming is not as good, in my opinion, as Twitch streaming. Because we could have gone YouTube gaming, and to be honest, we might have a better following because people are more willing to watch long form content on YouTube. But Twitch is a better platform for live streaming, just straight up. It's easier to live stream too. You have more fun things and ways to interact with chat, and that's what we wanted ultimately, right? So I feel like we chose the right platform for streaming, but being that we may have the option to eventually have a YouTube stream simultaneously running and maybe even a Facebook stream running simultaneously, that allows more audience growth and reach where we potentially wouldn't have had any.
But that sounds like a good deal for us already because we're already at that 50-50.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's not much. Yeah, like that'd be great for us because we're trying to. I don't know.
Again,
I'm just not.
I think the potential
rocking it correctly.
They will. The biggest streamers will absolutely make more money.
Okay,
doing simultaneous streams. Now, I'm not saying that Twitch isn't kind of fucking them because this does require more work. It requires more infrastructure, more thorough planning. But the people that are the biggest streamers already, they already have editors. They already have mods that control most of what we do here. Like when I edit a video, and the reason it comes out 24 hours later isn't just Twitch exclusivity. It's because I'm the editor as well, and I've got to edit down a video, create the art for it, create the blog and the blurb for it. Which takes a good chunk of a day. Whereas these creators, if you look at Asmongold, he's got one of the most famous YouTube creators for Twitch streamers, Cat Danny. That guy is a wildly good editor and controls his YouTube channel. Because Asmongold was saying, well, it's great that I have all of these creators that are using my content and uploading it to YouTube, but I'm not making any money from it. How about what we do instead is we actually organize all of these YouTube creators that have been making content out of my live streams. Why don't we take them, get them all together? They can all become editors for my main channel, and we do a revenue split. I'll take 10% because this is my content, rather than pursuing these guys and throwing out DMCA issues where he brings down their channels and stuff. He says, why don't we just all make money off of this? And I pay you guys really well.
Or like Asmon Heart of Gold.
And you guys, and he's not the only one. This happens. A lot of the Twitch creators, while they're rich and a lot of them are very vocally money loving, all of them have to be more than willing to create an ecosystem in which there's shared profit happening. Because they all need editors. When you stream 8 hours a day, you do not have time to edit your stuff down for content on YouTube. You have to get an editor once it's become your main job. And you've got to pay them. Like, most people are not going to be willing to do this stuff for cheap or free for very long. You have to pay them relatively well, and they pay them usually above what a video editor makes, even for like mainstream content. A lot of these guys are like 75 plus grand a year because they make short YouTube clips of Asmongold and Hassan, you know? So they do pay them relatively well as well, in which a lot of these YouTube creators have been fairly vocal about how good of a life they've got because somebody else is making content on Twitch. So, you know, all that being said, it is potentially more revenue, but not because Twitch is being a good guy, right? This still comes from the fact that Twitch thinks that they are going to make more money by their creators making less.
Yeah.
So... that's all I really have to say about that. You know, I think it's a shitty thing for Twitch to do, but a neat and potentially a big opportunity for the streamers.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta, like, I mean, when you're handed a poopy pie or a poopy flavored lollipop, you do what you can with it, you know?
Yeah, you find the toilet
Stick
paper
it up
somewhere
your
in
butt.
there.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Put it back.
Put it back.
Speaking of putting it back, Bethesda has confirmed that it is indeed shutting down its Bethesda launcher for the PC because, you know, everybody needs a launcher, and they're moving everything back to Steam. They're putting it back. Poopsicle
Back
in the Steam
to
hole.
Callie.
Besides a bunch of boring stuff nobody cares about, they've added 5 classic titles to Steam, mainly from the Elder Scrolls franchise, a few of which are free. If you want to experience the amazing graphics and other things in older games, Elder Scrolls Arena, Daggerfall, Redguard are all up on Steam. I know that Arena and Daggerfall are free. But what caught my eye is Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, the multiplayer shooter, is also now free on Steam. I do not know how that game is going to hold up, but holy damn, that was a fun multiplayer experience.
What a fun fucking game when it was around.
I can recommend playing the older Elder Scrolls just to, like, the same reason I'd recommend going to a museum. Like, go check it out because it's neat. I don't expect anybody
walk
to
around, take a look at some stuff.
Get hooked and play the whole thing for hundreds of hours. Maybe you do, great, but they're old games for a reason. But yeah, Enemy Territory is really neat. I would hope that we can get that checked out. Might be fun to get some viewers in on a really fast-paced, not lighthearted, lightweight shooter.
Yeah,
it's the kind of words I'm going for. It's kind of like Team Fortress 2. You have like a spy that can disguise itself as enemy units.
It's definitely like the progenitor for games like Team Fortress.
I think it
You're gonna lose some
predates
friends.
the original Team Fortress. Probably.
I think it does.
But yeah, it's neat. It's an objective-based, asymmetrical multiplayer maps where you have to do different things to win the match. Set in World War II, Wolfenstein-esque stuff. Very, very neat. More importantly, 2 big things. One, Dune Spice Wars is out. This snuck up on me. I was watching it for a while, and then I forgot about it. But yeah, brand new Dune video game. Technically an RTS, but more so along the lines of a 4X RTS. Made by Shiro Games, same people who made Northgard, if anybody's played that, the Viking RTS that came out a couple years back. I have it. I've played it. It's very fun. This feels kind of like an evolution of that. Neat. I was able to watch a couple hours of a Twitch stream of it. Nucrium, shout out to Nucrium, indie game player playing it, and it looks really neat. It is like a slow-paced RTS. Looking over the reviews, majority are positive, besides some obvious negatives that nerds saying they're not pronouncing Shai Hulud correctly. Most of the complaints seem to be that besides the fact that it's kind of early access, it is extremely punishing and difficult. I'm not going to say it's the Dark Souls of RTS games.
Please don't.
But yeah, it does not look
it's
like
a
it's
roguelike
for the
of
faint
RTS
of heart.
games.
Which means for the kind of peoples that like strategy games, a little bit more tactical because it's an RTS. It's good that the game isn't easy because that can kill any interest you have in it quickly. Some people like system mastery, and they're going to bang their heads against this until they get it right. More importantly, it is in early access. So there will be time if anything is too hard or considered, not fun, they will have time to fix that. But Dune Spice Wars, it's on Steam. You can check it out. They've got a live broadcast if you want to watch a little bit of that on the Steam page.
So for those folks new to Dune, it looks like there are you can play as the Harkonnens and the
Harkonnens, the
Atreides,
the
Fremen,
and
the Imperials.
One,
is it the Imperials? I can't remember their name, but
yeah.
It is Atreides, the Harkonnen, the Smugglers, and the Fremen.
Yeah. Oh, the Smugglers.
Yeah. The Sardaukar do make an appearance. In the stream I watched, he was going through the tutorial, and his first unit just got ate by the worm. Shai-Hulud just came up and ate it. He's like, "Oh, that's that."
What did you say? Just ate it.
The Shai-Hulud.
Oh,
Shai-Hulud.
The great worm.
My head went Shia LaBeouf.
The
Shia LaBeouf came up.
actual worm of the podcast. Shia-Hulud. Hulud LaBeouf.
Oh my God. Well, we're gonna have to add that as our guest next week.
Yeah. Let's Photoshop the thing on him. So yeah, if you are a fan of any 4X games, if you like RTS games, maybe not the best example, but like World of Warcraft, Command and Conquer, StarCraft. This is in that vein. It feels more to me like a balancing point between something like StarCraft and Civilization. Having played Northgard was, and they use a similar mechanic in this. The map is split into these areas, these zones that have things populated within them. It's not a freely... Like in Warcraft, you can move your units kind of anywhere. This is kind of a semi-tile-based system, if you get what I'm going after. But yeah, you don't have to necessarily use warfare. You can use political power and, that kind of stuff to take over things and further yourself. There's a whole bunch of different resources to manage. It looks very cool. Also, the redheaded stepchild of Stellaris and Civilization, Galactic Civilizations, has just released their fourth game. I say redheaded stepchild. It's rude. The Gal Civ games are really great. They do some things the Civ games don't. They're set in space. They've always kind of had their own vibe, their own thing going on. They're kind of, I wouldn't call them the Mega Block to Lego, but they've been overshadowed by Civilization and similar games in the past. But this is a full space-based 4X game where...
Space-based.
It's much like Stellaris or that kind of stuff. You have to take over a universe. You get to
Stellaris.
You get to do that you don't really get to do much in Civ is that your leader and your race are extremely customizable. I remember in the older Gal Civs, you can even build your ships like piece by piece, which was really great. These two over here chuckling about something.
Yeah, it's because I think they're being sneaky and vaping.
Yeah, they're not. But yeah, I really, really enjoy it. I've never been able to play it multiplayer with anybody. It'd be fun. I wasn't keen on Gal Civ 3 much. Gal Civ 2 was probably the one I sunk the most time into. But yeah, it's worth a shot. It's one of those things where these are niche genres. Normally if you're into 4X games, you've played most of them. But there's a chance that you haven't discovered this one. And it's nice to find like a whole new flavor of pie you haven't ate yet. So Galactic Civilizations 4 and Dune Spice Wars, I recommend checking those out.
Spicy pie.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a creme pie.
A spicy creme pie.
Oh. It's like a creme pie after Buffalo Wild Wings.
It's an horchata, creme pie. Horchata creme.
It's dirty.
Keep saying creme.
Yeah, creme. Does anybody have any more gaming news?
Negative.
Play Rogue Adventure on Android.
Oh.
Josh has...
I have other stuff I want to talk about. Just not. I think the gaming news is run dry.
Okay, then no.
I mean, I bought Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
for 50% off, and it's on sale to May 2nd. Now, $25 is a reasonable price to pay for this game, y'all. So if you haven't gotten it yet, go get it. Give it a try. At $25, it's fun. I'm having a blast. I'm like 8-ish hours into it. The character creation is pretty neat. I'm looking forward to modding my person a bit more.
Which dick did you choose?
I chose no dick for this one, but my next one, it's going to have a huge dick.
No dick?
Big dick.
Or you're playing a woman?
I'm playing a woman.
Okay. I mean, there's still no dick, right? But
still no dick. But
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can have a dick.
You can. I thought about giving her a dick actually,
Okay.
or giving them a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, you get your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Given that they have cybernetic enhancements, why not like a
Vibra penis?
Yeah.
Who's to say they don't?
That doubles as my Vibra katana. That's where I get my mono wire.
Oh God.
Don't put that there. That's
not where that goes.
No. Jinx.
Yeah. So they have done a lot of work to the game, and you're right, Kona in chat seems to be all right now.
Yep.
I've been watching some recent gameplay, and it looks like they've made a lot of good changes. It seems like they haven't fixed the cop AI yet, but because that was an interesting one. I don't know if you guys have watched like the progress of the game since launch.
AI so much as like when you committed crimes, they were just coded as spawning behind you.
But if you turn around and then turn back, they will be gone. So I don't know if they fixed that yet. That was kind of a funny issue, though. Yeah.
No comment.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, it's a work. It's an unfinished game. You know. Yeah. I feel like most of us knew that.
Yeah. I mean, right now it's at a bargain though. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if you paid full price for it, sorry about your luck, Chuck. But if you haven't popped on it, now's a fun time.
It's a good lesson in not pre-ordering games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Don't do it.
So I have just kind of a little fun thing. We were talking about it a little bit before the podcast, but this has been circulating the news cycle here a little bit. And it's that Master Chief and Cortana only spent 49 days together throughout the entire Halo series. So it gives you a rough breakdown, and this is an estimated amount of time, but you think about their relationship and how close they are and how much Chief is dead set on finding and helping Cortana in Halo 5 Guardians and figuring out what happened with Cortana and Halo Infinite, if you know the story there. And I just find it fascinating that according to, like, if you break down the timeline in the Halo games, they've actually only known each other for 49 days.
Doesn't that mean that the majority of the events in the Halo video game franchise take place over the course of 49 days?
No, because a lot of what happens in Halo is cryosleep.
I'm just saying, when you're playing as Master Chief,
Oh, yeah.
the majority of the time you're playing with Cortana, meaning that for
Yes.
the majority of their relationship is the majority of the game.
Well, it's
Yes,
a rough fucking.
is.
So, if anything, they've developed some fucking trauma bonds.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
49 days might not seem like a lot, but when you go through the
All
Halo
of that together.
games,
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah.
You know, it's a brothers in
Bound at the
arms
hip.
type thing. Yeah, I totally get it. It's interesting to see that, like, yeah, we have experienced Halo over the last like 20 years. I'm pretty sure 2002 was the year Halo came out. So 20 years of Halo. And
Damn.
yeah, so like when you put 49 days worth of gameplay over that span, yeah, it seems like a really long time. So to see the breakdown of 49 days. So this guy says, I decided to do some math to figure out exactly how much time Chief and Cortana actually spent together. August 29th, 2552, Master Chief and Cortana meet for the first time. August 30th, 2552, Master Chief enters cryosleep on the Pillar of Autumn for one day. They were together one day. Then about a month later, in September of 2552, Master Chief is brought out of cryosleep and reunites with Cortana for the events that are Halo 1.
How long does Halo 1 last for?
It looks like one day. No, it's a little bit longer than that.
Okay.
So leaves Halo. So Master Chief leaves Cortana in Halo's control room on September 20th. September 21st, Master Chief reunites with Cortana after retrieving the index. So he left her in the control room while he went to go get the index in the library, right? That's where she was talking with 343 Guilty Spark and learning the history of Halo and the Forerunner. But then November 3rd, Master Chief boards the Forerunner key ship, leaving Cortana behind on High Charity. The next time they see each other is a little over a month later. Master Chief retrieves Cortana. And then later on, let's see here. Master Chief enters cryosleep aboard the aft section of the Forward Unto Dawn. That's 1 day later. The next time they meet is 5 years later, right before the events of Halo 5, in which Chief is brought out of cryosleep, and then July 24th, 3 days later, Cortana dies.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like there's so little time they spent together, but it's, over the lifespan.
A dozen games over 20 years by multiple different studios.
Yeah.
And being that it's a first-person shooting action game, you want the player to be there while Master Chief is doing things.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, okay, now we're releasing Halo 2. He did all this stuff,
all this crazy cool
between
shit,
the two games that you didn't get to play.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, by nature of design, they're not going to have a long relationship unless in the gameplay you're like, we do this mission, and then 3 months later,
everything around this is totally okay and it's justified. But like looking back, it's weird, right? Yeah. You hear 49 days and you're like, there's no way. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said when you told me that.
Yeah, but this does a pretty good breakdown, and he admits that it might be like
plus or minus 5
plus or minus
days,
yeah, exactly,
whatever,
right?
But it's not plus or minus years.
Yes,
yeah.
All the years that we have known them, and it also looks that like all the events take place in less than 5 years, just less than 5 years, all the way up to Halo Infinite. Yeah.
So
shitty 5 years.
In amount of 5 years, humanity discovers the Covenant.
Yep.
Finds out that they hate us.
Yep.
They almost wipe out Earth, but then wow, that's a lot of shit to happen in 5 years.
It's a lot of stuff to happen in 5 years.
An entire race falls from grace from the Covenant.
Well,
that's
think,
year 2.
I think so. We are talking about galactic scale, but they have slip space travel, right?
Yes.
So consider that most of what happens in war is travel, like current wars is travel, right?
Yeah.
A lot of it is just moving from one point to another. But think about how much can happen in 5 years' time on terrestrial wars now, right?
I don't know. In Stellaris, I'll spend 5 years just insulting my neighbors.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to mildly irritate them. It's going to be another 30 years before we go to war, but yeah.
It's 5 years for that fucking war factory to fucking make it up there. It's like, it's coming.
It's just you wait.
Yep. Yeah. So,
well, I feel like we had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Excited about a lot of these games that are coming out.
Yeah.
Hoping to play them. Get my dwarf.
I do want to do like 5 more minutes. I want to bitch.
5 more minutes. Okay. Well,
Andy's got a gripe. He's got a gear to grind.
I've got gears grinding.
Griping, so I do not feel bad for it.
Yeah, it's 100% my fault. I continue to watch Halo 4. I'm hate watching it at this point.
Yeah.
Or not Halo 4, but the Halo TV series rather. I have never in my life hate watched something and enjoyed it as much as I hate enjoying how hateful this makes me. It's so weird. So, because I fucking hate this show. It's a bad show. I don't think it really has redeeming qualities. I think there are some cool moments. Not enough to outshadow all of the absolute ass that happens in the Halo TV series.
There's a lot of ass that happens.
So much ass. So specifically, Josh brought up that he thinks that the 4th episode of the Halo TV show
or the most recent one,
which is the 4th episode.
Here you go, Josh.
Was better than the last.
Under the bus.
It was.
I disagree. I think it got worse. You
got to see more aliens, bro.
Yeah. And see some really bad lines.
For worse.
Chief literally says, "I know how to play the game, Cortana." When she makes us an actual suggestion, a tactical suggestion about what he do.
Yeah.
I know how to play the game, Cortana.
I know.
Which
I heard that.
I think would have been funny if the show was good.
Yeah.
But it just annoyed me.
So I was like, it's like you made a joke, but you're the joke.
You're the joke.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of funny, but
I thought it was more ironic than funny, but okay, so let's talk about the opening. The opening is Captain Keyes and Miranda Keyes are coming back to the planet where they're looking for this artifact, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to meet up with Dr. Halsey.
Yes.
And in the first 5 minutes, they explain why Miranda Keyes is there and what her role is going to be, and it's a very important role in which she is to maintain some level of military prowess and set a precedence against Dr. Halsey's work, who in this series is her mother.
Yes. Well, I mean,
which I think that's actually canon.
It is actually canon.
Yeah.
Yes.
That she was the daughter of
Keys
and Halsey. Yeah. But they totally changed who Miranda was. She's a scientist now instead of like the world's best pilot or the universe's best pilot, right? So they spend a lot of time talking about Miranda's role here on this planet. And before, like, that takes about 5 minutes to establish, right? And that's in the establishing shot of what is supposed to be the groundwork for this episode. Now, less than 15 minutes in, she's already got to go. She's being commanded by Captain Keyes to leave. Yeah. There was no reason to have Miranda Keyes in this episode at all. She was there to be told she needed to be there, and then she was there to be told that she needed to leave a matter of moments later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like they had a scene with her doing the thing that she's supposed to be there for, and they just cut it and they said, fuck it, let's just leave the rest of it.
Right, and they didn't rewrite, and they just kind of like, we're like, well, we gotta get this out, we gotta ship it.
Yeah.
Well, then there's the little bit of drama of her, fleeing to the like, the last ship as, the bombs are dropping and all that. Like, so she needed to be there for that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh.
I mean, it sounds... She wouldn't need to be there for that if she didn't have any reason to be on the planet, though.
Yeah. She had no reason to be there.
Well, I mean, they had to give Dr. Halsey an emotional reason to care about.
Could have been for Captain Keyes, who she seems to care more about than Miranda Keyes. I'm just saying.
What about Alicia Keys?
That dick, though.
She's not there, but she'd make things better.
Yeah,
she should have been Master Chief. Also, we have a weird... the guy that helps Halsey?
Yeah.
The kind of Nazi-looking dude?
Yeah,
He just throws off Nazi vibes. I'm so sorry for this actor.
Yeah, he does have a bit of a Nazi doctor vibe.
Yeah.
Like
a naughty doctor?
No, a Nazi doctor. Like he's really interested that you have twins.
Okay, so
a midget. Yeah, bring him in.
So
that's what he looks like.
After the artifact goes off, did you see all the little sprinklings of like this guy is now crazy that they threw in there? Like talking about like, it's mine, you can't touch it, off in the distance. He's talking about the artifact clearly. Clearly he's got some kind of weird fucking bond with the artifact now, and the artifact's like weirdly controlling him or whatever.
My precious.
That seems like it's going to go nowhere. More Quan shit went nowhere.
Yeah.
Quan shit's boring. Get rid of it.
I'll tell you what should have happened is when Master Chief walks up and he sees the Covenant lady fucking just laying there. He should have just walked up and shot her in the head. Okay,
so let's talk about her for a second. So she's the chosen one, right, on the Covenant side. New character to the Halo series. She has fucking plasma swords underneath her fingernails. So I'm dead serious. This is the thing they did for the show. She has plasma swords under her fingernails. Okay, so
she's a woman. Let's give her a weapon. Well, we can't give her a weapon. She's a woman. Let's give her acrylic danger nails.
Exactly. So beyond being just a little bit fucking pandering, let's dissect her being thrown onto this planet, right? Because now what she's supposed to do is she's supposed to get in with the humans so she can get this artifact. That's been their plot all along, and they keep missing on that plot. So they throw her down. Like the Covenant dropship sends a fucking drop pod down, and this human gets out of it. The first thing that should happen is Cortana should tell Chief, she's got fucking laser nails. Blow her shit up.
Yeah, that's right.
And that should be the end of that plot line.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like,
why weren't they shooting at the Covenant dropship?
Who knows?
Just no reason.
No, I mean,
they were like kind of shooting at it as it like flew away. But as it flew away, a drop pod lands from fucking somewhere.
And at this point,
in a Covenant one, and then she's like just laying there, and she like looks up at Master Chief, who's of course not fucking wearing his helmet yet again at this
in
fucking
combat
point. And it's just like, no, obviously he's like, he just beat an elite to death with its own fucking arm.
Yeah.
He's just gonna walk up and fucking Mjolnir stomp that bitch's head right into the ground. Just done. That's how that scene should have ended. I don't understand what the human Covenant thing is happening there, because she's obviously just going to fucking betray the Covenant anyway. So
who knows, dude? You can't guess what these people are going to do next.
Well, they're going to change it because they heard what I just said. So
It's
I
not.
can think of how to fix a show, and they do
Sure.
the opposite of that.
Yes, correct. That is accurate. So far, every decision they've made in this show has been a bad one.
I did like that we saw the rest of the aliens. I thought that was kind of neat.
Well-
that fight scene was pretty dope.
It's a little bit fucking early to be seeing brutes.
It is a bit early to be seen.
Silver Age, man, they can do what they want.
Yeah,
New
it's just-
timeline,
Yeah, but
multiverse
Also-
theory.
all of the jackals were using plasma swords.
Not all of them.
All of them
Not
had
all of
plasma
them.
swords.
Some of them.
Everyone that was on screen had a plasma sword.
I mean, realistically, like, it never made sense that there wasn't plasma
Sure,
swords for
that's
That's
accurate.
That's a good fix.
I think that's fine. It was probably just at least
You've
ahead
got
for balance,
a
right?
highly lethal melee weapon
Yeah.
that in its inert state is the size of like a vape.
Oh yeah.
Like, give all your soldiers that, right?
No,
That'd be-
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's great Covenant tech, should be used by everybody. It's like every soldier has a knife.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. I totally
Give them
get it.
Laser knives.
It's just a little bit weird,
It's
you know.
just, again, another thing that they didn't have to do that they did.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't hate that they did it.
But you love to hate that they did it.
Yeah, I do. I love hating on the show. I can't wait to do more of it tonight.
Yes.
Uh,
Quite.
Yeah. That said, does anybody have anything else they'd like to talk about?
I'll be streaming tomorrow, and I think we're maybe doing some more streaming very shortly after that.
Yeah.
So come
We've
check
got
it out.
DRG tomorrow. We're talking about getting another Jackbox night together, so we'll have an official announcement on the Jackbox stream. That way, everybody can join in. And then yeah, we've got more in the works. We've got more in the works, especially coming to the YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel.
We got things to brew with.
We got things a brewing. That's going to be not YouTube exclusive, but it'll be coming to YouTube soon. Don't worry, everybody's going to get a chance. But yeah, anyways, thank you for watching and thank you for listening. We will be back next week, same time, same bat channel, all that. We love you. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.